Hello everyone, thank you so much for stopping by. Thanks for joining me for my Java and Flurry series. Now today we're going to make a snowman card. We're going to make a Flurry card. Well, no snowflakes, just snowman. But I'm going to be using a stamp set from Pretty Pink Posh, and it's called the Happy Snowman. Cute little itty bitty stamp set. I did get the coordinating dies, so that's going to be our little image there. And then I did pick up the stamp set from Pretty Pink Posh also. This one is the Sparkle Dot Patterns 1, and I love this because you can use sequins, jewel drops, you can even use your liquid pearls, you can even sew, because all the little dots are guides that you can use. So this is going to be so fun. I'm taking a piece of white cardstock and we're just going to begin our stamping. I'm going to stamp the heart in the Sparkle Dot Patterns 1 stamp set. And I wanted the stamping to be really light. I'm going to be using these clear sequins, so I didn't want to be able to see behind it. So I'm using some Barely Beige ink from C&CT Stamp. I actually stamped it a few times, and it was still really light. This ink is great for no-line watercoloring, but it also works great for the stamp set too. So here you could barely see them. So once we have that done, I'm just going to grab some Nouveau Deluxe adhesive, and we're going to go over each one of those little dots with glue. The sequins that I'm going to be using today are also from Pretty Pink Posh, and they are so pretty. I've used them in quite a few of my videos, and I refer to them like little diamonds. They're 3mm and they're called Sparkling Clear Sequins, but they are lovely. And I'll leave a link below to where you can check all this stuff out if you're interested. But I just went over the top half, and then I'm going to go ahead and add some sequins. I'm just going to grab a little handful and then just place them on my heart. What I love about this is the spacing. It's all spaced, and it's spaced evenly for you, and you don't have to worry about lopsided images. I just took a piece of white cardstock and went over the sequins to flatten them because they were a little bit wonky, and this helps keep them all aligned perfectly. I did the second half, and then I'm going to go ahead and go over it again with a piece of white cardstock and flatten those sequins so they're all more uniform looking. And there we have it. Now, after I got that done, I thought, wow, that looks so pretty. But what I should have did was die cut it out first. So I'm just going to place my die on there, and I am thinking what to do. I'm going to let it dry, and I'm going to attempt to run it through my die cut machine. And if it didn't work, I probably would have started all over. But it ended up working out fine, where I just got to let that dry. So while that's drying, we're going to stamp our cute little snowman. I love this guy. I love that his hands are raised high. I'm not going to use the sentiments in this little stamp set. I have a die that says Big Hugs, and with the little snowman's arms raised up high, it reminded me of when my girls were little. Oh my goodness, they used to raise their hands wanting hugs. So that's where I got the Big Hugs idea from. Now I'm going to color in this cute little snowman, and I'm just going to go in with my Spectrum Noir alcohol markers, going around the left side of it, first with IG1, and then I'm going to add a little hint of blue with the TB1. Very, very easy to color in. Love this guy. And I did go outside the line, so I'm cleaning it up with my white gel pen. And then I'm going to color in his scarf with some greens. The base color will be a CG1, and then we're going to go in and highlight it with CG2, just to give a little bit of dimension to the little scarf. And then we're going to take OR1 and color in his little carrot nose. I don't know, something about this little guy just makes me happy. He's the cutest little snowman. Okay, now I did get the coordinating dies, so I'm going to place the dies on my panel there, but I'm also going to cut out a scalloped edge. I have this scallop border die. It's actually from a Blueprint Sketch 23 from an MFT set. I'm going to cut out a scallop border with that, and then here's it's called Scripty Big Hugs. It's a C&CT Stamp die. I'm going to cut out 2 of those with the white cardstock. So I'm going to cut out everything at once, and here we go. Okay, now I'm just going to color in his buttons. I forgot to color them in. Okay, I'm just going to take some foam squares, and I'm going to add his scarf to the little snowman. I'm just going to cut them down a little bit so they fit. I'm going to pop up my little scarf and place it right on the snowman there. Okay, he's so sweet. Love him. Okay, now in my stash I have this paper pad. It's from Lawn Fawn, and it's called Perfectly Plaid Winter. A lot of soft blue color. So I picked 3 pattern papers out, and the gray here is going to be my base. So I trimmed down this plaid paper. It has 3 different colors in it to a 1-inch strip, and I'm going to place that directly on my 6x6 paper sheet here. Okay, now I'm taking a rectangle die. This has stitched edging, and this size is actually 3.5 by 4 3/4. But I decided to go ahead and add my white scalloped strip to this too. I like to layer everything together, and it runs through my Big Shot really well. This way I get a stitched border around the entire panel. I often do this, and it just saves the time, and then it looks real finished. So once we're going to die cut that out, and then I'm going to take that Big Hugs die, sentiment die here, and I'm going to cut out the Big Hugs with this pattern paper. Okay, now I'm going to attempt to run that through. We'll see what happens. Okay, well, I got lucky, really lucky. It cut out well. I mean, it didn't remove any of my sequins. They did flatten a little bit, but I didn't mind. But I would suggest you die cutting first, stamping, and then adding your sequins. I just kind of did it backwards, which wouldn't be the first time, I promise. Okay, now we're going to layer all of our Big Hugs together. I just want 1 Big Hugs, but I want the stability of 3 of them together. So I'm taking my quickie glue pen, and I'm going to layer another white big on top of the first white big, and then I'm going to layer the blue right on top. I'm going to be adding the Big Hugs to my die cut heart with the sequins, and I wanted the stability of all the layers, almost like a chipboard, because of the sequins. And I like to do that when I plus it gives the sentiment a little bit of dimension. Okay, now to bring in some of that green from the scarf, I took some green and white baker's twine, and I tied a bow along my white scallop edge there. Lovely. I was going to flip it over and add my fun foam, and decided just to arrange my scene first. So we're going to just add our heart and our snowman. I added some foam tape behind there and popped them both up. And then using my Nouveau Deluxe adhesive, I'm going to go ahead and place my Big Hugs on top of my little heart there. Gonna straighten it out just a little bit. Okay, there's my little scene. Now I decided to go in with some Nouveau Jewel Drops. Jewel Drops are so neat because they dry translucent. And so I'm taking Key Lime and Sea Breeze, and I'm alternating colors, and I'm going to fill in my sequins with these. When it dries, you'll still be able to see the shiny sequin behind it, but it adds just a little touch of color behind there. And I think that looks really fun and neat. I do post pictures on Instagram and also on my blog for close-up pictures. If you want to check them out, there's kind of better lighting there if you want to see them there. But anyway, I'm taking my card base. It's a standard A2 size card base, 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, and I'm just taking some fun foam, and I'm going to adhere that to the center of my card base. I always buy the fun foam that has adhesive backing. It just saves me a lot of adhesive. So I just adhered that to my card base, and then I'm going to add my panel right on top. Now I thought it needed a little more, so I'm going in with my White Blizzard Nouveau Glitter Drops, and I'm going to go over his little scarf, the buttons, and then his little nose. And then I did need to bring in a little blue down there on the bottom, so I found a clear blue button, and I threaded my baker's twine through it and retied a bow there. But that's it. That's my card for today. I hope this inspires you, gives you an idea on what to do with your little snowman sets. Thank you so much for stopping by, guys. I wish you a fantastic day, and we'll see you again real soon.